Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is my third time now, y'all, trying to go live, and we're gonna see how we do. Um, so today, as you can tell by the title of this video, it's going to be a self-care day. I am going to have a self-care day for myself. I was saying on my previous lives that for all the years, if you are a single parent, single mom, whatever, for the most part, the whole year is dedicated to our kids. Maybe we don't know what self care looks like. Maybe we haven't had self care in a while. Like, come on into this live and let's get into it because I really feel like it's important. I feel like it should not be any particular day, it should just be a part of our routine in order to keep our cups full. As y'all can see, like my bags, everything, like August August was a tough time. August was a tough time for a number of reasons. I got my hysterectomy surgery. We are literally almost a month out from that. My procedure was August 16th. The kids started school August 2nd. My daughter had her first game of volleyball in August. So for me, some of the things that I do to minimize what I'm taking on or, take away things on my plate is trying to do things in advance, trying to plan in advance. Like knowing that they're out in May and they go back in August, I always try to like do my back to school shopping super early. This year, y'all, I'm already in the process of like telling my kids to hand over some things that they want on their wish list, hand over some things that they think they may want for Christmas. Starting next month, the birthday celebrations in my family kick off, meaning my youngest will be turning 6, my middle daughter will be turning 12, and in December, I will be turning 40. So this is a milestone birthday for me. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, I would love to take a trip. I've said this numerous times. Chicago is definitely on my list. But with it being winter, I do not like I'm not a winter person. And maybe that will change. Like, I don't know where my iron levels are, but just being anemic, anybody that is anemic, y'all know we don't like the cold. It's not a thing for me. Now, I do not like the hot either. So I'm thinking maybe more so like fall. I'm not prepared this year, but fall, springtime, you know. But growing up in a household to where I just saw my mom working nonstop, working 2 jobs just to do different things for herself. And I'm gonna have to talk to her. Like, that's a conversation that I would like to talk to her about to know, like, what she deems to be self care. How does she incorporate self care into her everyday life? Because one thing about me, I'm going to incorporate self care, and I haven't done it in a while. But I just wanted to come on this live and just talk about things that you can do without feeling guilty. You can do without breaking the bank. You can do um like small little daily tasks and everything to like keep your cup full. Whether you're a mom, whether you're a single, whether you don't have any kids, whether you're a father, like what are some things that y'all do on a regular basis to give yourself self-care? Hi, hello ma'am. I'm from India. I am in Georgia. I'm from the United States. I live in Georgia. It is a southern country here, and excuse me, a southern state here in the United States. Hope you're off to a great day. I'm pretty sure it's nighttime over there in India. Is that correct, Kurdish? And I said that, I hope I said that correct. Yeah, so for me, some things that I'm going to be doing today involve me going to get my nails done, going to get my feet done. And this is something that makes me feel so good, especially creating content more. I use my hands a lot. My hands are often shown in my videos. So that's like one form of self-care, something I don't have to worry about. Physically, another thing that I like to do is to like incorporate self-care is to like maybe get my lashes done. I'm at the age and best self-care is, yeah, taco. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. And I'm so glad that you said that because that is one of the things that I'm going to get to like down my list. My live just started. We're 5 minutes in. So what the heck? You are absolutely right. One form of self-care for me is the things that I eat, like the things that I treat myself. I don't know if a lot of people, Father of the period. Good morning. I love your name. I love to hear that. I cherish my kids. I have a great co-parenting relationship with their dad. So just hearing Father of the Year just brightened up my day already. And I hope that as the Father of the Year, you are displaying acts of self-care for yourself so that your kids are not only being told to incorporate self-care, but they're knowing how to practice it as well. That's like my little tip on this video. But yeah, I always say that more things are caught than taught. So coming from a household to where I didn't necessarily see, yeah, we co-parent. One of them we co-parent. We share a child with the other one, but we're getting there. We're getting the definitions. We're getting on the same page. And one thing about parenting, there's no one size fits all. You got to do what works for you. But yeah, we definitely get along. Yeah, so I always say that I am. I'm a solo mom. I always say that more things are caught than taught. So, with that being said, what are things that I'm doing in my household that my kids are automatically going to go out here in the world and also incorporate? Like, what are they going to be prioritizing? I know that the economy and how expensive things are, they may not be able to go out there and automatically budget certain things. I know for them right now, at them being their ages that they are, my oldest is 15. I have a 11-year-old, should be 12 in November, and then I have a 5-year-old. I know that for them, their form of self-care is having their hair done. Like that's a monthly allowance that they have to incorporate. And I'm like, y'all need to start learning how to do your own hair because self-care does not always mean spending money, especially when you don't have any money. And I'm the bank or whatever, or their dads or the bank. So with that being said, I'm gonna have a nail day. When I got my hysterectomy last month, I had just got my nails done and they required me to take off my nails. And because I have been more consistently creating content, like that's something that I need to, I would like to go ahead and get done. And that's something that, I don't have to think twice about. I can just go in now. Let me just say this, all forms of self-care may not be something that you enjoy. However, being a single mom, all self-care has to be something that is eliminating something for me. So having my nails done, having my skin performing well without having to put on makeup, without having to have a full face beat and stuff like that, that's like my go-to things because then everything else is effortless. Like if my face is breaking out, if I'm feeling puffy and stuffy, if I'm not feeling my best, then it's hard for me to come on here and get on live and talk to people. So those are things that like I plan on doing today. Uh I put it in the description. I'm talking about forms of self-care, the importance of self-care and stuff like that. So those are some physical things that I will be incorporating. Is there anything that you do, yo, or whatever your name is? Sorry if I mispronounced that. Is there anything that you do on a monthly, daily basis that you pour back into yourself? Would you care to share some things you do for self-care? For the most part, like with my kids living with me, none of us are morning people. I feel like we get up and we do what we got to do in the morning so that they get out the house and get to school on time. But for the most part, y'all will hear me in a little bit. Jordan, you see the time, right? Okay. Yeah, so y'all will see stuff like that when they leave the house. We make sure we say, love you, have a good day. and all of that, especially with what's going on in the world now. But yeah, so we're not all morning people. So we don't often get on here and talk like in the morning and stuff like that. But throughout the day, we definitely check in, talk about how things are going. Our morning times is like our times to like giving our self care. My middle daughter, she gets up every morning, does her self care, her skincare routine. She goes to bed at night. She has her quiet time to where she does her nighttime skincare routine. These are all things that she has incorporated for herself. I love that for her. Um, I know that sometimes I neglect myself just because I am a solo mom, but again, these are things that are on my list to do better about. Last week, I went on my first solo date for this year. Like, solo dating is something that I do often. But with me being out of work for my hysterectomy surgery, I have been able to do things without my kids. Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you. But that's what I'm saying. I'll be 40 this year. And just being a black woman, we were always taught, oh, all you gotta do is wash your face. I'm late to like putting on, well, no, I'm not gonna say I'm late, but I wouldn't say that putting on sunscreen and all that stuff was something that was instilled at me at an early age. It's something that came about later on in life. So, but like I said, my oldest being 15, I definitely will say that that has been something that I have instilled in them to do. So at least within the past 15 years, that's something that I took to be serious. I don't know why my camera, hold on, y'all. Like, it's freezing. Hopefully I'm moving or whatever, because on my end it is showing as being frozen. Is that working? Bye. Have a good day. I don't know what's going on. Y'all, I don't know what's going on with my living. Yeah, but I'm gonna keep talking because I still see the timer going. But yeah, that wasn't something that I always incorporated, and just having to hustle and bustle. Another form of self-care for me. Amen. Amen. And that's something that I do every morning. I get up and have my daily time with God. And at night, I like to have that. My kids and I also do Bible study. We're gonna have to get back into it because Thursdays used to be our Bible study night, and just not having them here for the summer, us still establishing a routine with back to school and stuff like that. Because now I'm a sports mom. My daughter plays volleyball. My older daughter is about to start playing flag football. Like, it's busy. So by the time we get done getting settled and adjusted with all the sports and the drop-offs and the pickups, we're all tired. So that's why I definitely like to have my morning time with God. That's usually the first thing I like to wake up and do. So that I'm giving him the best of me. I don't know. When I tell you, I don't know who the powers that be are. Oh, okay, there we go. I've been having connection issues all day. I don't know what's going on around here. Now, if I was working, the system would not be frozen. Yeah, but you're absolutely right. And I think that for me, like, especially knowing that I had mom guilt sometimes, like, having a relationship with God is so important because it's different scriptures that remind us to give ourselves grace. Like, to show compassion for ourselves and other people, to stop having those silent expectations for everybody. So just to start off, like, filling my cup up with the word, like, is a game changer for me. You are absolutely right, Father of the Year. And I do apologize, y'all. I don't know what's going on with the connection issues. I have full bars. I don't know. I've been going live on a daily basis. Now, yesterday, when I went live, I know why I was going. There was issues with connectivity, and that was because I was at the bus stop. I was away from my Wi-Fi. Also, another just some things that just naturally sink in my head to do, which you can consider a form of self-care outside of God, having a relationship spiritually, having a prayer life and stuff like that. It's just making sure that you are taking care of your temple, which again is something that is stressed and emphasized in the Bible. So making sure that I'm going to my regular doctor appointments, making sure that I'm being mindful of the things that I put in my body, making sure that I'm drinking water or staying hydrated, getting up and walking. I was reading a book. I want to say it was by John Bevere, or maybe I was watching his podcast over on his channel, and he was just talking about how people's lifestyles really dictate their health. Like if you're this type of person that when you're dealing with some things, you just naturally lay down in a bed, like your body will start to think like, hey, are we sick? Like, are we getting sick? And it will start to act in a way to where it has to heal you and things like that. So with that being said, I like to go out for a walk. I like to make sure that I'm hydrated. I like to get proper sleep and things like that. So these are all things that people don't equate with being self-care, especially with like the United States. I don't know where anyone is that would come on my live is located. Consumerism is such a huge part of the world. Like anytime you see anybody that's a creator, an influencer, they're always pushing out the next best thing. And then you're saying to yourself, like, oh, do I need that? As a couponer, like someone that loves to save, loves to bargain and budget, I have like a whole room that's dedicated to like my body care, my skincare, and stuff like that. Now, I'm not the type of person that I have to keep that inventory. If my daughter and her friends come over, like I don't mind giving away things. That's the type of person I am. I've always wanted to donate things, and maybe that's on my to-do list. Like I have not found anywhere but donating some of those products to like a women's shelter or um, something like that, doing things for other people can be a form of self care. Because if you think about all the blessings that you have in your life and how far you've come, that type of stuff is what gets me emotional, being able to pour into others, even if it's something as far as a prayer, being able to pour into other people is another way of for me self-care. That's how I and when I say others, I'm already doing for my kids. It may not be on an ongoing basis, but again, maybe creating baskets, setting up a team of friends that can go to like a women's shelter, give out skincare, anything like buy somebody lunch and that's in the drive-through behind you. Those are the type of things that I feel fulfilled in doing at this stage in my life. Like I said earlier, I would be 40 in December, and I have been fortunate enough to have 3 degrees, to have been on my job for over 21 years now. Like different things that I could sit up there and check off my boxes saying that I've done, but nothing fulfills me as much as having a relationship with God or just doing things for others. And just coming from like a family, I don't know about y'all, but I'm the second oldest. Um, Everything is transactional amongst like my family. So I just remember saying, hey, like I need you to do this and I'll pay you this, or something like that. That's what I mean when I say transactional. And not wanting to ask for help and feeling guilty about asking for help. Now it's just like, if I can do it, I would love to help because I know what it felt like when I didn't have the help and the resources. So, yeah. What else you got, Father of the Year? How many kids do you have, if you don't mind me asking? And if you don't mind me asking, what do you think it takes to be Father of the Year? If you're still on here, I'm curious to know. I love that. I love that. And the reason why I love stuff like that is for the simple fact. Well, I want you to answer if you're still on here because I don't want to just give off the answers or whatever. I don't want you to repeat, not saying that you would. I don't want you to repeat things that I think deem somebody to be parent or father of the year. Am I frozen again? I'm not frozen. I just paused to give you time to answer. I don't know if you heard my question, but I said, what do you think makes a person like father of the year, in your opinion, or in your life, either one? I'm sitting up here trying to be mindful of the time too. I got some time. I'm not in a rush today. Um, like I said, I am going to go and get my nails and feet done. Because when I was getting my surgery, I had to take off my nails. Like I had to have my nails cleared of any polish, and I actually had gel. So I don't know if I'm going to get an overlay this time or if I'm going to get a set. I will decide once I get there. But especially using my hands, like while I'm editing and I'm doing like my videos, I'm like, my hands are always in the video. And that's something that I'm going to incorporate into like my maintenance day. Yeah. Okay. So some things that, I have a very good relationship with my dad, and some things that stood out to me about my dad was that there was never a moment of time to where I called my dad and my dad wasn't there. Like even right now, I can call my dad at 39 years old. My dad is probably at work right now, and my dad would always answer. The fact that he prioritized being a parent really made my dad father of the year. It continues to make him father of the year. Whenever my kids, and he still lives in Delaware, so I live here in Georgia, and I can call or send a message because I want to be respectful. I don't want to disturb him while he is at his job. So sometimes I send him a text and give him an update of anything that I find out pertaining to the kids and everything. And he's so encouraging. Like I know that he prays for my family, he prays for my kids and everything. And that really makes a big deal. Things that were important to me became important to my dad growing up. And that's what made him my father of the year. So whether I was on homecoming court, prom court, graduating college, there's never been a moment to where I did not see my dad show up for me. And as you notice, like none of those things equated to money being spent. I always look back and I could look at pictures of my dad and I, or my dad and my family, and I could know right then and there what was going on. And if you are new here, one thing about me during the pandemic, some of my memory just never came back. I lost my memory. I lost some things that, when I'm having conversation, people will be like, "You remember this?" And I'm like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." So, with that being said, just having those memories and those experiences with my dad, a lot of those things I still remember and cling to. So I don't care if it's something regarding my car. I'm like, Dad, like my dad is always like my go-to person to call. If I needed, when we lived around the corner, we used to live around the corner from each other. I used to call my dad and be like, "Dad, I need you to hang this. Dad, I need you to do this. Dad, I need you to pick up the kids. I'm running late. I'm in traffic. Can you go pick up the baby from daycare?" Anything I ever called my dad for, my dad was willingly, excitedly there to do it. And I was just having a conversation with my sister, and I was like, "Yo, you and my dad used to get on my nerves because I used to remember getting home from work. having to make dinner, stuff like that, and get the kids ready for bed so that we can start all over again. And they would come over to my house unannounced, wouldn't even call, and get them so riled up. And I'm like, now I got to get them back down. I'm yelling and screaming. Granted, this was almost 5 years ago. And I'm like, those things that I used to complain about are now the things that I miss about being closer to my family. Yeah, so don't ever let someone make you feel like your presence is not a present, because it is. Like, kids are never going to realize the sacrifices that parents make. It's not going to click to them, but they will realize the time you spent. Now, as far as like my other side, my mom and everything, I live with my mom. She was always working. So certain things that I deemed to be important to me, she didn't feel like it was as important as providing. So she would go to work. She would work all the overtime in the world. And that was like her love language. Even now, like, working is the most important thing to her. And that's okay. For me, getting off of work at a decent time, being able to make it to my daughter's volleyball game. Today I have like an event to where it's called Bring Your Parents Night at my daughter who's in kindergarten. Like, those are the things that I know my daughter gets excited. Anything I see that they get excited about makes me excited, because it's the little things. I'm not saying that, providing is not as important. I know that for myself, being able to provide my kids with certain things, take them on trips, things like that is very important, because again, these are things that you do to help them have those memories. Kids don't ask to be here. They don't ask to be a part of the struggle. And that's the reason why I grinded the way I did. That's the reason why I went out and had the 3 degrees. That's the reason why, every year I'm excelling and increasing in my salary, things like that, because I want to be as present as I possibly can. That's my form of self-care too, just being an overall great mom to my kids. Not a perfect mom, but a good mom to my kids. The things that I grew up knowing that my dad showed up and showed out for, him being present for, is definitely things that I value when it comes to my kids. Yeah, and I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know if I'm frozen on here, but I will definitely come back and try to have um another live later on. If there's anybody on this live that is on their way into work or on their way to school, I pray for safe traveling mercies for you. I hope that you all have a great day. And if you have not done so already, I would love for you to join my community, hit that subscribe button, follow my channel, because I will definitely be documenting my journey. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I know the last comment that I had was that I was frozen. I do apologize for any connection issues. I promise you, I have I have full service and connectivity. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. And Father of the Year, thank you for joining a live. I always try to, recognize those who gave input. What the heck? Thank you for your Taco Tuesday tip. It is definitely Tuesday, so if you love tacos, go get you some in her dish. Thank you for joining the live from India. You guys have a great rest of your Tuesday.